All right, Priya, thank you so much. We're staying in Oakland County this morning where the clerk there, Lisa Brown, is getting ready to test election equipment ahead of next month's primary. This is a live look in Southfield. This is one of two cities that will be electing a new mayor. The other one is Pontiac. Voters in Novi, Oakland Township, and Northville, they all have ballot proposals to consider. So what does it take to make sure the equipment is actually running properly so you can get results in a timely manner? Joining us now is the Oakland County Clerk, Lisa Brown. Lisa, thank you so much for joining us this morning. This seems like a simple, no-brainer kind of process, but it has to happen. You say it's called a public accuracy test. What is this?
So first of all, this is required by law before every election that we test the equipment that will be tabulating ballots. So we have what we call a test deck. Those are ballots that have already been filled out to test the equipment, to make sure that the equipment is reading the ballots correctly, detecting an overvote, for example, and flagging that, and then tabulating correctly. So not just reading the ballots or rejecting, like an overvote or a ballot from a different precinct, but tabulating. So when we have a yes or a no, we are filling out two ballots that say yes and one that says no. And so we're printing a reports tape and then comparing that to what the predetermined results were supposed to be and making sure that they match.
Okay, so you actually fill out real ballots and put them into the machines to make sure the results match what was actually cast on that ballot, the fake one for now.
Correct. On the stack of ballots, on the test deck, yes. So there's different rules we have to check. We put in a blank ballot, an overvoted ballot. Like I said, we're determining, one to have two and one to have one vote, or whatever the case is for that race, and making sure that everything is tabulated correctly and that the ballots are read correctly.
Gotcha. Now, of course, the goal here has to be 100% accuracy. I'm sure you see some errors and some issues ahead of time, but that's kind of the point of this, right?
We really don't. And if there's a problem, then that piece of equipment will not be used in the election.
Oh, it's simple. It's no fixing. It's just kicked to the curb then.
Yeah, I mean, if it's something that, we didn't, we put in a ballot that didn't belong, or, if we made a mistake somewhere, we'll double check it. But if there's a problem with the equipment, it will not be deployed for the election.
Gotcha. Okay. Lisa Brown, we're going to take a very short 90-second break here. When we come back, I've got a few more questions for you, so don't go anywhere.
All right.
Welcome back to Local 4 Live, everybody. We are joined by the Oakland County Clerk, Lisa Brown. Lisa, thank you again for joining us. I have a question in terms of, and forgive my phrase here, but ballot sloppiness. Do you see errors and issues with how well we color in these circles?
Absolutely. Some people think if they circle the whole choice, whether it's a name or a yes or a no, that will be picked up by the tabulator, and it will not. It is so important to read the instructions to make sure that your vote counts. So you need to fill in, whether it's a box or a bubble, you need to fill that in. When you do a check mark or an X, you may be missing the actual marking area that the scanner looks at. You might be just outside of that. Conversely, if there's a pen rest, if you're thinking, right, you sit there and you think, and you've got your pen there, it may pick that up as an overvote. Now, in absentee ballot, absentee voting counting board, if an overvote is detected, we have one Democrat and one Republican looking at that ballot to see, is it truly an overvote or is that just a pen rest? So being mindful of, yes, not being sloppy in filling out your ballot. Also, if, let's say you have an absentee ballot and you're filling it out at home and you accidentally spill coffee all over it, ask your local clerk to spoil that ballot and send you a new one. It's going to be a problem when you've got coffee or whatever it is all over your ballot.
So in the example you gave, if somebody, let's say, circles the whole name or just does their ballot wrong, is their ballot then nullified? Does it get tossed out, or is there a way that the workers will pull that that voter back in and say you have to redo this, or what is that process?
So it depends on what the issue is, right? So if it looks like, if you're voting and you're putting the ballot in the tabulator, either at your early voting site at your precinct on election day, and all you did was circle circle the word yes, or circle the word no, or circle a candidate's name. That's going to be read as a blank ballot. And so, you're going to be notified of that. Obviously, if you return an absentee ballot, there's no way for us to notify a voter because it is private, right? Who you vote for, and but again, we have workers looking. I mean, if it's a blank ballot, but if you, like I said, with an overvoted ballot, we have a Democrat, Republican looking at that to see is it truly an overvoted ballot, or was it a pen rest? So being mindful, filling in the boxes next to your choice. They can look and see, oh, they circled, they pointed arrows, they meant this, but you really need to be filling in those boxes or circles, depending upon where you live, what kind of voting equipment you have, determines what shape is on your ballot.
Right.
Whatever that is.
I find it interesting and somewhat ironic that, you and your teams and all clerks across the state have all this time that you need to prepare and get ready for these things, for the elections and test the equipment. But the voters many times don't do any research and have no idea what's on their ballots. So what is your suggestion, your advice, before you head into the polls, whether you're doing it absentee or in person? Because you might know the top 2 or 3 races, but there's a ton of stuff on there you have no idea what it's about.
Yeah, an educated voter is the best voter, right? So be prepared. You can view a sample ballot like that is personalized to where you live on the Secretary of State's website, michigan.gov/vote. We also have a link to it on our website, and just seeing even if you have an election, right? Not everybody has an election this August. So number one, do you have an election and where you live? And number 2, what's on your ballot? Important things. We have an email alert that people can sign up for when there's an election day, but we can't make it personalized yet to say, oh, you do or don't. It's just there's an election day coming up. So important to know what's going on in your community if you have something on your ballot this August or not.
Yeah, it certainly is. Okay, Lisa Brown, the Oakland County Clerk, thank you so much for your time on this Monday morning.
My pleasure. Thanks for having me.
All right.